Hello everybody and welcome back to the And More Bus Videos YouTube channel. I'm And More Bus Videos, otherwise known as And More Central, depending on what video you're watching and what time of the week it is, and that was a taxi that just drove straight through us. Now welcome back to Westcountry version 3.03. I'm using the new map as an excuse, the new update as an excuse to just drive everything, because I don't get the chance to drive this map as much, and I always do like an excuse. Where today we're going to have a little spin on the 122 service, the sort of holiday resort route, in something totally opposite to the allocated open top buses. So as I say, we are at Memorial Crescent and we're going to be driving all the way up to Stoneleigh. We're going to go via the holiday resort in this vehicle, the Wright's Street Lite. I believe this is a Daimler Transmission 1, 10.8 metre. So ignore the registration plate. The registration plate is not affiliated with Arriva Northeast's 1605. That's what this bus is. But I was looking through the repaints. I thought we'd have a little drive in something a little bit different. And I thought, well, when I always drive the Street Lite, I always tend to drive in first bus liveries. So I saw this livery in my archive of stuff, Arriva Northeast, for the short and small batch of street lights that Darlington got a few years ago. And I thought, yeah, we'll have a little drive of this. I'm yet to, I believe I saw one of these street lights quite a few years ago when they were brand new. They've sort of since then, they had a few teething issues when they first got them, and since then they have started to settle down into service. And although branded for the 1, 5 and 5A, the Bishop Auckland services, they do tend to end up on absolutely all sorts. So we'll get the vehicle all set up. Pressure, okay. Now, what we'll do is... Oh, no, not going to do that one. Quality. There we go, so that works. I mean, if all the people want to walk over to me, they're more than welcome to. There we go, the bus is working, that's always good. Okay, that's not that one. That's that one. Oh, let's just... There we go, let's put that on. 9:20, we should have left a minute ago, but all that matters is we've got the ticket machine working this time, unlike the previous video, because I remember the streetlight pin quite well. And although I did have a little bit of a look around to try and find if there's the login somewhere, I still know it, so that's what matters. But let's make our move on the 122. So I thought this would be something a little bit different. I don't tend to drive that many Arriva buses in-game, even though I sort of have a soft spot for the Arriva spec. I don't tend to drive many of them at all. Don't quite know why that is. I think it's just there's not as many repaints for Arriva as first. But I would also then put that down to the fact that Arriva is predominantly like VDL, and there's no left path VDL buses whatsoever. You get the Spectra, but even then the Spectras were far and few between with Arriva. I mean, Arriva Yorkshire did have some step entrance ones. It does always surprise me as to why we don't have a repaint for them yet, because I'd have thought that somebody wanted to crack on with that. But I did also then think that the Optare Spectra, that for those of you that don't know, is just named the Digibus Phantom in game. That vehicle, it felt like it was a little bit neglected when it was released. Okay, it felt like it was a little bit neglected when it was first released. Even now, you don't get many people driving it. I mean, I absolutely love it. Daft DB250, like, absolutely love the type. And obviously, as the type tends to dwindle in service, I mean, it's the only way that you can sort of hear the sound sometimes. So, for me, I thought it was a lovely motor. This is also very, very quick, is this? There you go, there's the conventional open top, and here is what we're driving.
Next stop, South Beach.
Does feel very, very quick, does this one? Although I do think that's also down to the fact that quite recently I drove the Renown. That was the last bus I drove, was the Renown. So, and that's not the quickest of vehicles off the mark, so to speak. Is that a 12 coming in as well? Ah, so the lighting is totally opposite to where we're going. Okay. We'll have to get a screenshot, a proper nice photo when we get to Stoneleigh then.
Next stop,
The one positive is when vehicles change lanes, they take forever to do it. So that's the one positive. If it took that long to change lanes, I could use both to pull out anyway. Because I always find you always end up getting very, very close to the wall or clipping a curb if you take it tight on that one. Just because of how the angle is, because it's 90 degrees to the road, that's not ideal. I mean, more of a slip road would possibly be ideal. Ah, Manfred's going for a walk on the beach. Fair dues. I'll be doing that soon. Yes, going for a nice wander along the beach. Oh no, I don't need to indicate that far in advance. I know, it's been a while since I've driven the 122, gonna be honest. I also chose the 10.8 one over the 11.5 max because I knew it would be easier to get around this holiday park. But I do also fear that we're... How early are we? Are we just on time? If we're just on time, I don't quite know how I've managed that. Ah yes, the lighting is right over there. Brilliant. Probably should have driven this in the opposite direction. I think it's 9:27 rough here, so 30 seconds, and by the time those 30 seconds are gone, I'll have negotiated this roundabout.
Next stop, Denton Road.
Now there's a little bit as well here, as you can see with the curve. They've added a nice realistic curve here. I don't remember this being there last time. It also means a little bit of overflow for, I mean obviously pedestrians, but a little bit of overflow for the bus if you meet a tight vehicle. If you meet like a vehicle on a tight gap going around there. Oh, I mean for it to lurch forward like that reminds me of the real life streetlight disease. Like when these buses were first new, the streetlights, they had quite a knack of taking the handbrake off. They'd lurch forward with some of them. It caused quite a lot of incidents in towns and city centres where streetlights were parked quite close to the bus in front. The driver took the handbrake off to potentially reverse the vehicle out of the spot, and the vehicle lurched forward into the vehicle in front. That at one point became quite a commonality.
Next stop, Crossroads.
I do also have the urge to drive the right path one, the sort of European spec street light at some point soon. I might end up driving it in the next video even. I just have this random urge, I just saw it there and I thought, I wouldn't mind having a drive of that, because I'm quite used to just driving on all the UK maps at the moment. It'd be quite nice to drive something a little bit different.
Next stop, Signet Close.
Start to get ourselves prepped for this hill. Hopefully there's nobody waiting here or getting off, but there is. There's both actually, so no, we'll have to try and get the speed up as best we can for the hill then, just as we set off from here.
Next stop, Black Horses.
I remember when this was released, and I remember driving this route, and this section just looked absolutely spectacular. I mean, it still does. It's just, this is like what you define as sort of the English Riviera and the South Coast kind of thing. It's just so nice with the backdrop as well, with all the yachts and the boats in the harbour. So nice, and the rock face to your right on the side. This is like the pure definition of when you get into the Westcountry and you make your way down sort of further down the Exmoor coast and you end up in Cornwall. This is kind of that area properly done. I believe going down here, the lighting might be better. So let's test that theory, shall we? And yes, I was right. There we go, lovely. Now it's a shame I can't crop that slightly. I'll crop it for the actual thumbnail of the video, but I'm having an issue maneuvering this at the moment. So that's the best I can do. But it still looks alright. Could be a lot worse. Just the issue is obviously with it having shorter specs and longer specs, this has been mapped to be the longer spec as standard. Yep, never open top. So because it's been mapped as the longer spec as standard to save sort of time and effort, it does mean that the camera's slightly out on the shorter version like this. The shorter one being the one that I tend to drive a lot more.
Next stop, Stoney Harbour.
I can never remember which one's which, but I think the 122's round here. Because I always park at the other one during evenings. And yes, I was right. That will do. And there we go. We've got here 5 minutes early. I don't quite know if I managed that from going up past the cove, all the way up from the cove. We've ended up making up an extra 2 or 3 minutes. I think we just got very, very lucky with the traffic lights. Very, very lucky, in fact. But hey, still a nice run. Small bus must have put quite a lot of people off catching it instead of the open top bus. As that was a very, very quick and quiet run, but no complaints from me. Lovely run. Can't believe we've managed it in less than 15 minutes. Usually it takes slightly longer than that, safe to say. So on that note, although this is quite a short video, I didn't quite expect that. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have done, do be sure to click that like button so that more people can find it and enjoy like you have. And if you haven't already, do be sure to subscribe to the And More Bus Videos YouTube channel for more content like this from the simulation section, with up to 2 simulation videos per week, as well as an archive of over 5,000 backseated engine-focused public transport videos from the UK and beyond, with trams, trains, and buses and more. It's the channel that you want to be on. You want to have a look at those archives. There's something in there for everyone, with an additional up to 21 videos also published per week to add to the archive. So there's always something being uploaded for everyone, and there's always something in the archives for everyone. So do go and check out those playlists if you want to already. For now though, I really hope you've enjoyed this one, and I will see you all in the next video, mate. Goodbye for now. Bye.